I bet you can't tell I'm wearing shorts underneath. Guess I haven't showered in 2 days. And this is just an overshirt because I have another shirt underneath and I want to look okay. Welcome back, guys, and today we are listening to the Jonas Brothers' new album, which I mean, I obviously didn't react to the last album, but I liked it very much when they made their comeback officially. Their last album, Happiness Begins, and there were a couple of tracks that I really liked from that album, and I can't believe it's from 2019 and we're already in 2023 and it's been 4 years. Time has flown by. So today we're listening to the new album together, so without further ado, let's jump right into it. Oh, did it?
Sweeter than a pastry when I went the AC, colder than a snowflake on
me. Interesting jazzy vibe from them. I didn't expect that as an opener, let alone just present on the album. I mean, it's a boy band, right? We gotta stick to the love songs theme. Like, this isn't what I expect, right? An album, because obviously their last project was more about like reunion. I'm gonna say that again. Their last album was really about reunion and, you know, getting back together after their whole history that we probably all know about, or at least some of us do. You know, I think they're back. This album is going to be a lot more like, I think, in the same themes as what they used to do before, which is much more like love oriented, much more love storylines. So I mean, that song definitely spoke to that theme. I'm just curious as to how that goes from there.
I got friends in different places, they throw parties in the basement. I've seen the world, that's still the world. Montana skies, Georgia sunsets, you're the one walking in my head. You're the one walking in my head.
Okay, I mean, the fact that they kind of mentioned in plenty of states in the United States of America is kind of cool, but I'm more so surprised about the sound that they went for on this. Like, it's very like 70s pop, very throwback-y type of music. It suits them super well too, but it's definitely part of a major trend that's happening right now. I feel like I've seen it with a couple of albums recently, where it's like that very like 70s, early 80s type of retro pop, you know, like standard guitar, bass, drum situation happening. And honestly, like, it once again falls in line with the you know, the topic that I mentioned before, which is definitely talking about relationships and love. This is the thing that I wanted to say. I particularly love the melody on this one. I don't know, it's like so smooth and so like easygoing. There's something about it that's really nice to hear, but it went back into like the verse or the second verse after the chorus really quickly. So it's like very smooth, like just yeah. Another type of like fade out, like a guitar based, like this I think was banjo, but the intro had a guitar, like a guitar fade out at the end, and this one has a banjo fade out, which is, I don't know, to me like sort of like the end of a chapter type of situation, or the end of the album, or, you know, whatever. But interesting choice. Also, there's quite a bit of vocal processing on that track, which makes their voices sound a little robotic, and I'm not sure if that was a stylistic choice, which I think it might be more so than just an actual like, you know, work typical processing that they would do on their vocals. To my ears, it's kind of noticeable, and I'm not sure, like, I don't know, it's just something that I noticed like really strongly about that track and the production of it. But I mean, like, yeah, it doesn't, I still like the track. Honestly, it might be one of those that I go back to when I'm done listening to the album.
You are the wings I need to fly away. Give me love, I feel it, I feel it, I feel like I read through the ceiling.
Oh, this is the one I've heard of, but it's so short though. 1:59.
You are the one, the sun, the light. You are the wings I need to fly away.
Okay, well, so far, this is a really short track, first of all. I mean, I might have already said it, but it's really, really short, too. The sound is super cohesive up until now. Like, 3 tracks in, and we're sticking the same, like, I feel like, honestly, their previous album was a lot more modern sounding, like, much more, like, synth pop. This is very, like, retro pop. The structure of the song is really... I can't tell. Hold on. There's definitely a hook that I see twice. There's 2 verses that are super, super short. And then there's like 1 mega outro, I guess, because I can't. I mean, no, well, technically the outro is the main text, the meme. Wow, the meme. Oh, French Zach just the same. Sorry, I meant to say. Because in French it's meme, which means same. Anyway, forget that happened. The ending, the outro is a very like similar version of the first verse, and there's like a bridge, but it's not followed up by a chorus or the hook. Yeah.
Little fire in, little fire in. Leave the mental, need to just let go. Let's just let
Whoa, they managed to fit in such a long and full of syllables word in their lyrics. Transcendentalistical. I don't know how they managed to figure that one out. Good for them. Wow, that's a lyrical challenge. Wow. I wonder who came up with that idea of putting that in. If they found, like, how do they know the word? Is that a real word? Hold on, let me figure it out. Okay, well, it's not exactly a real word. Huh. I guess they made it up for the song, but props to them for fitting that in. So far, I mean, I specifically like the production on that one. There's something about the rhythm of the guitar in the back with the percussions that I specifically like. It's very like upbeat. It's very positive, like jumpy. Many, you know, like vowels, not vowels. What am I saying? Many syllables really quickly. Kind of like, yeah, just very up tempo. I'm just saying, I'm reading the lyrics right now, and there's a bunch of like, I sail away, come sail away, sail away, sail away, I sail away, sail away, come sail away, sail away. Like, it's just a whole stack of sails away, or sail aways. Yeah, sail aways. Grammar. So I guess that's a mega outro that they have, which is funny considering the song is like technically not very long. It's only 3 minutes and 13 seconds. I just wonder if they're gonna like switch it up, play with it. I mean, they're already changing a little bit of the ending, but I don't know if it's gonna be like a massive change. We'll figure it out. Kind of a callback to the first song, Miracle. Oh. I mean, nice track overall. It sounds really nice. It's very Jonas Brothers. There's really nothing more to say about that specific song. It works. And honestly, like, props to them, because really, sonically speaking, they're super cohesive in their songs up to now. Like, sticking to the very, like, a similar realm of sound. Yeah, good for them. As if I'm, like, a proud dad or something. Good for you, son. Ew. That was disgusting. I'm never gonna blue jeans, you never wanna. I got gotta say that this little paragraph of just, if your mama don't care about it, we're gonna get home when we get home, really reminds me of my childhood and making me realize how old I am now. Oh, that hit hard. Okay, maybe you didn't know, but when I grew up, I was in the countryside. Like, I literally grew up like 5 minutes away from farms, and then at the age of 17, I moved to the city to pursue higher education because, well, you know, career and aspirations and whatnot. And basically, I grew up in the generation where, like, technology wasn't really just there quite yet. It was on its way. I'm born in 96, and so, you know, I was maybe 7 or 8 in the early 2000s. I'm still at that age or that generation where I was having fun outside before technology came and ruined it for everybody else after my generation. So I like grew up like playing sports outside. Well, playing sports really wasn't my thing. I would spend a lot of time outside when I was really young, just before like the teenage years, because then video games happened and that screwed basically everything. And yeah, it reminds me of like when I used to play with my neighbor, and we'd like go outside, go in the woods, and just come back when the sun was coming down, and you know, then have a fire outside in the fire pit, and just like whatever happens, and especially in the summer when we didn't have school the next day and we could like do whatever we wanted during the summer. But yeah, here I am now, 27. Ouch. That's a nice little, I know it's the instrument that you kind of like, a vocoder, I think that's what it is. Yeah, but that was a nice little touch. But I gotta say, like, the amount of very small, like, very short songs up until now, like, literally, we got 2 minutes 22, 2 minutes 50, a minute 59, 3:13, which is, okay, fine, fair, 2:01, even the upcoming ones, 2:07, 2:26, so freaking short, man. And I understand the trends. There's two main purposes for that. The shorter the song, if somebody listens to them on repeat, technically it counts as like more plays. And so, you know, therefore, like you go up in streaming charts and whatnot. And then the other thing is like our attention span is shorter. So like they're making shorter songs to atone or to fit our mental capacity that we have apparently. That being said, yeah, very short, and sometimes I miss the longer songs that have more development and more lyrics. And yeah, so far that's my only critique. They're really short, like shorter than short. The fact that basically I think Nick goes ooh, like whatever note he hits in the lyrics on the platform that I'm listening, it's written a hoot, like A space HOOT. That's an interesting way to spell out what sound that was. Hit the right and hit the left now, turn around and slide. Okay, that's a cute little song. I'm gonna give it like 10 out of 10 for cute. It's a fun celebration song, like literally celebrate. I think it's it kind of does the same job as Katy Perry's song, and I think it's called Birthday. Yeah, literally called Birthday. Yeah, it's just like, it's a fun song, just to kind of cut the theme of love and relationships throughout the album. We're kind of at the halfway point, right? It's a great moment to kind of give it a break. It's a cute song. It's kind of, it's on par with what I would expect from the Jonas Brothers. Okay, this single, Waffle House. But we always knew how to talk. Strong father and a determined mother. Oh, that's why some nights we try to kill each other. Wait, first of all, kind of thrown off as to how they fit the lyrics. It wasn't like easygoing, and then like headstrong father and a determined mother. Like the way they squeezed it wasn't. Like from a songwriting perspective, like if anything, one of the best advice in time that was ever given was by Max Martin, the amazing producer who's produced so many of the hits you've heard over the years since the early 2000s, that said, always make the melody and then make the lyrics fit the melody and not the other way around, which sometimes in a more singer-songwriter type of vibe, it's fine to focus on the lyrics and make them fit. But like if you want a truly catchy song and make it like radio friendly, then you always make the melody and make the lyrics fit the melody after. Anyway, and also then like casually slipping in the song that's why some nights we try to kill each other. I understand you have a past, but can we not get aggressive? Like, can we not be explicit? Like, this is a visual. That's a visual I don't want to have. That's what it is. But to be fair, it does remind me of my relationship with my brother that I had when I was young. See, okay, this album is making me reflect on my youth. My brother and I didn't really always get along, so we might have had a few situations like that in the past.
We always knew how to break.
But we always knew how to break shit. Exactly my childhood. That's so funny. So there's this story, right, where my brother and I kind of got into a fight and we were getting at least in an argument. And then I think I was really getting annoyed with him because he wouldn't let it go. So I decided to spray him with water. But then I grabbed a bottle and I didn't realize that it was not water. It was actually like vinegar mixed with water. So when I sprayed him, it sprayed out vinegar onto him. I understand why he got mad, but then decided to chase after me. And the only thing really I had left as an option not to get like beat up, even though I am technically the older brother, but he was very, very physical. I just locked myself in the bathroom, and then my brother, being the angry piece of he is, decided to knee the bathroom door that was made out of glass and break the glass. Thus breaking shit. And then we got into an agreement to pretend that he had fallen down, hit his head on the door, and then we brought out an ice pack so that when our parents arrived, we tried to convince them and tell them the story about how he hit his head on the door. And then later on, we kind of confessed about the situation. But yeah, just breaking things. If that's not just a brother to brother relationship, I don't know what it is. I really don't know.
No, don't get stressed, it's gonna get figured out.
I understand why they made it a single. It's really, instead of always talking about love, which they've been known for, it's nice to have a single more about their relationship as three brothers and a band, their story that belongs to them. And it actually, production wise, it really sounds good. Also, I really didn't expect the album to be this cohesive. Yet again, the other album was, so I don't know why I expected differently, but I like the sound, like the overall sound. It's cool.
But it's just me and you, and I got a little Dutchie in my left hand.
What is a Dutchie? And I got a little Dutchie in my left hand. Oh, wow, that is so funny because in Canada we have a very different definition as to what a Dutchie is, apparently, which I didn't even know myself. Apparently Jamaica has a different definition too. Okay, in Canada it's a donut, like it's a square donut, like and those are amazing, by the way. Like if you've ever been to Tim Hortons and you take like one of those like apples or blueberry donuts and they come like in a rectangle type of thing, amazing. But in the States it's a joint. Okay, now it makes sense. Also, fun fact, in Jamaica, it's a large cooking pot. So I guess I'm gonna stick to the version where I imagine Nick with like a donut in his hands.
I don't need my feet in the sand, 'cause when your body's up in my hands, I get vacation. And we sip a little something at the right end. Something at the right hand.
So basically, you got a Dutchie in your left hand, which is to me a Tim Hortons donut, square donut specifically, and then something to drink, which I will assume is an ice cap. Ice cappuccino. If you're from Canada, you know exactly what it is. It's been there for years. It's amazing. If you're from the States, please visit Canada and the Tim Hortons. Do yourself a favor. That's what I imagine the scenario being like. Hey, donut. Hey, ice cap. I mean, that's such a great combo. I haven't had a nice combo in forever though.
I don't need my feet in the sand, 'cause when your body's up in my hands, I get vacation.
The harmonies are really nice on that part.
I'm gonna have 'em for the rest
I
of
just-
my, have 'em for the rest of my
Okay, I just flashed. I know exactly what the song reminds me of. It sounds very much like the Bee Gees. That's what it sounds like. It really reminds me of the Bee Gees. Kind of like How Deep Is Your Love type of song, I would say.
And you come to me on a summer
Yeah.
warm in your
Anyway, it really reminds me of that.
in my hands. I get vacation.
Ooh, I like that breakdown of the drums. I think so far, like songwriting wise, that is a song that I like the most. And like production wise, it's really a throwback. And I don't know if that was any sort of inspiration to making the song, but that similarity to the Bee Gees was really interesting. I don't know what I was grabbing in the moment. I was like, that passion. Just, yeah, I really appreciated it. I just saw the lyrics of the next song. We are not the teenage boys that we were, aren't we?
Warm waterfalls, step on the lonely. Sex like summer in the hedges. I'm deep inside your set, a different kind of warmness.
Huh.
1,000 wild horses, sex like summer in the hedges.
That is, the production is so interesting.
In the hedges, shipping ocean, rally emotion.
Huh. I mean, ooh. The production was really interesting, but it really acted more as an interlude than anything else. Especially, especially because of the length and the repeatedness of the lyrics. I don't even know if that's a word. I don't think I'd go back to it, but it was a moment. Was it the moment? Maybe not, but it was a moment. You just hopefully you understand what I mean.
Still catching feelings for you. Hypersonic, make you shake in my head.
Once again, very surprised that, and I mean, we're past halfway through the album, so I'm assuming it's going to be like that for the rest of the album, but holy crap, is it sonically cohesive. And also, once again, really reminds me of the Bee Gees. So if you want your parents to listen to this, I don't know if you want your parents to listen to this, honestly, but if you want your parents to listen to this, compare them to the Bee Gees. They might be interested. I'm just saying. It sounds nice. Really, there's a major trend for like 70s, 80s throwbacks in albums recently. That's really nice to hear. It kind of breaks away from all of that synth pop, very like intense, dramatic, heavy music that we've been hearing for a long time. If I look at the major releases of this year, like they're all so light and fun and throwbacky. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little impressed at how fun this is to listen to.
Came in the world, my baby girl.
Aww.
I know if I'm doing my job correct. Nights like these will happen less.
Aww.
Fly into somebody else's arms, little bird.
Okay, this one is getting the feels, hitting, you know what I mean.
Lay down my pride, I know I gotta let you go. Please just keep me in your heart when you fly into somebody else's arms.
Okay, I have a few things to say about this track. First of all, the use of like an audience or a public like cheering on is a nice little hint at something that they might have written while they were away from their families. And so it's like that distance that they keep having to go through because of like touring and their job. So it's a nice little, artistic touch to the song. It is also a song that I am surprised because like usually what happens a lot is like when they write songs for or at least from what I've heard, maybe not everybody obviously, but from most of what I've heard, when like a pop star writes a song for their child, it often turns out to be some sort of like ballad, which this was more like mid-tempo, and it didn't sound so much as like so much of a ballad per se. It wasn't super stripped down. It was a little, like, considering it was mostly guitar, but it didn't sound like a child's song. It really sounded just like a slower song on the album, which I appreciate that. And the lyrics were really well written. Like, I'm surprised at how the vision is easily built from the lyrics. So yeah, great job on the production and the lyrics. I would have taken, however, a little less vocal processing on that track to have it more like natural, because it really contrasted with the kind of acoustic nature of the song. And I know that like the vocal processing has been very present throughout all of the album so far, so I would have toned it down maybe a little bit on that. But other than that, that was a very beautiful song. Yeah. Oh, we're already at the last song. Wow, that went by quickly. Well, the album is short.
I get to see lightning in the heart. Darling, you'd make the walls cry.
Okay. That was interesting production to close out the album. Also, definitely, I mean, it showed that it was the longest track. At some points, I was like, I think the repetition of some lyrics were a little too frequent, so sometimes it felt like it was kind of dragging on. But honestly, if there's one track that kind of fit sonically the least, it would be that one. But it's also a closing track, so I'll give it to it. Give what? I don't know. To what? I don't know. Give it to it. We're doing so well grammar-wise today. It's really bad. Anyway, if there's one song I know for a fact that I won't go back to, it is that one. But it's a nice kind of closing moment to the album, and I like the breakdown is really nice and whatnot. And that was the album. Literally the album, which is so funny because I was having a conversation with my colleagues, because if you don't know, once again, I work at a record label, and so we were making a joke about this, I don't know, this, because I think somebody who was working in publishing wrote in like somewhere, some document, the name of the album, saying like the album, like in French, the album, or just album. And then it became some sort of ongoing joke at work where it's like, an artist should release an album called Album and then go on a tour called Tour. And then what do I see in the news recently? Jonas Brothers, the album. Niall Horan, the show. That's what he called his upcoming tour or something. Anyway, it's kind of funny because it's that ongoing joke. But that was the album, called the album. That's not something that's gonna confuse people. Which also, I don't understand why they call it the album. I guess I would have to watch interviews or something, but that was the album. All right, so this was kind of a wild ride. I once again, overall, like, sonically super cohesive, which to my surprise is a nice little feature of this project. Most of the songs were, you know, about love, which is a very typical pop album, but honestly I was kind of surprised at how like fun it was to listen to. It wasn't my typical avenue when it comes to sound, but I appreciate it really a lot. And the throwbacks were really nice to hear in terms of sounds from, you know, 70s and 80s pop and rock-ish music. The only small critique is I would have, you know, like I would have played it down a little bit on the vocal processing, because it was really present throughout the whole album, and at different moments it sounded a little bit like too much. But other than that, it was a solid project, and I bet they're gonna have a lot of fun on tour with that one. So this is the ranking. Ta-da! I don't know, there was a delay in how I presented. Let me try again. This is a ranking of the songs from the album that I like from the most to the least. Once again, could change throughout time. I think, you know, most of them are like pretty solid songs, and it was fun to listen to, and also the lyrical writing of it was really nice. Like it was that type of album that had a little few nuggets here and there of you know, nice lyrics, and if you paid attention to it enough, you could grasped like a few things that were really, really nice. So yeah, that's how I that's the ranking for the album. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. It was kind of really fun to listen to this. I don't know if how many other projects they're going to release as a trio, but definitely if they're going to release further albums, I'd like to react to them too. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Even the individual projects, I'll try to keep tabs if ever they release other things on their own. I'll try to react to them as well. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys another time. Bye.